Hi, welcome to Savi channel. Subject is automotive electronics, module 2, sensors. As we saw in the previous video that what type of sensors we are using to find the crankshaft position. So continuation of that, we are going to today we are going to study about a new topic called optical crankshaft position sensor. So here the name itself, it is giving that optical means nothing but light. Okay, so based on the light criteria, we are going to find out the crankshaft position. Okay, so here when comes to the optical means is nothing but a LED. Okay, so LED is used as an optical sensor here. Okay, so for to produce this particular sensor, we use two main important devices. One is optical sensors like LED, which emits the light, and other end a detector. That detector will be a phototransistor. Okay, so the disk will be generated here to find the crankshaft. So in the disk, we are having a holes in a equally distanced. Okay, the LED will be connected in the one end, and other end will be connected with a phototransistor. Okay, so when the crankshaft is start working, what happens? The LED will be in on condition. Whenever the LED will come in contact with the hole, okay, that passes the light towards your phototransistors. Here the phototransistor name itself, it is giving that photo means whenever the light fall on a transistor, it will start to operate. Okay, so base of a transistor is made up of photo. Okay, then what happens? Whenever disk in normal condition, what happens? The hole will not come in contact with the LED. So during that time, phototransistor will be in the off condition. So during that time, we'll consider output as a 0. So based on your LED diode and a phototransistor, we are going to find out a crankshaft position. Okay, and here the criteria what we have to understand means the output pulse level can be considered in a two way. One is logical 0 and logical 1 according to the digital electronics. Okay, so here what is the voltage we have to consider for consideration of logic 0 and logic 1 are the output pulse level can very easily find by standard logic level. Okay, 2.4 volts for high level. Okay, keep in mind for if I get the output from your phototransistor as a 2.4 volts, okay, that we consider as a high level, and 0.8 volts for the low level. Okay, 0.8 volts for low level, that is logic 0, and 2.4 volts for your logical high. So based on this, we can find whether a position of a crankshaft sensor. Okay, and what is the disadvantage of this particular sensor is that whenever a dust or oil fall on a particular optical LED, so during that time the LED will not penetrate through the holes. Okay, so that gives a malfunction, and that we have to overcome. And advantage of this one sensor is that the position of a crankshaft can be easily found by without running the engine system. Okay, so this is the advantage of optical crankshaft position sensor. Okay, so we have saw the theoretical background, and now we are going to see the how the construction of optical crankshaft position sensor look like. So in this slide, you can see the disc will be there here. This part is called as a disc. So equally the holes will be there. Okay, equally the holes will be there. Okay, and this part you can see, this particular pipe part, we can see that it is a one end it will be a LED part or LED diode, and other end, this end will be connected to the phototransistor. Okay, the output of a phototransistor is given for the amplifier and we'll get an output in the form of V0. Okay, so this is also called as a sensing disk. Okay, sensing disk. When the crankshaft or system start to rotate here, what happens? Whenever the hole comes here, okay, the light will be start passing through this hole, and the photo detector will be collecting that light, and it will be on condition. So it will be around 2.4 volts, as I showed you in the previous slide. That 2.4 volts is given for the amplification, and that output is considered as a V0. Okay, when the LED is not coming in contact with the hole, that time the phototransistor will be off condition. During the off condition, we are considering the voltage as a 0.8 volts. So that is nothing but a logic 0, and amplification will be 0 and V0 will be a 0. So here you can see the graph. It is plot between the time versus voltage. Okay, so it starts from 0.2 volts. This is considered as a 0. If it reaches to the 2.4 volts, it is considered as a 1. So top dead corner, okay, top dead end of your piston will give the output as a logic 1. Okay, so this is your first pulse, second pulse and third pulse. So based on the number of count of a pulse, we can also find out the RPM of a vehicle. I hope you have understood this logic. So already we have discussed about the advantage and the disadvantage. These are the advantage and the disadvantage of a optical crankshaft position sensor. The next topic is throttle angle sensor. Okay, throttle is a plate where we have to control the speed of a vehicle. So based on that, we are going to calculate the engine power or a performance. Okay, so let's see. The throttle plate is linked mechanically. So the throttle plate is nothing but your mechanical action has to be done to accelerate by the pedal. Okay, whenever the driver depresses the pedal, what happens? It is linked with a throttle plate. So based on the throttle open and close, that time what happens? The air will be inletted into the engine system. Okay, based on the different angles of a throttle, what happens? The inlet air will be going into the engine system. Based on that, the power of an engine system can be calculated, or a speed can be calculated. So TPS, in short form, it is called as a throttle position sensor, is a variable resistor which tells the engine computer the absolute throttle opening percentage. As I told you in the previous point, it depends on the angle. Okay, so it is based on the angle we can calculate the percentage of a throttle open or a close. The switch tells the system when the throttle is wide open for a enrichment purpose of a engine system. So here in the diagram you can see it looks like a small zigzag form of structure. So this structure is nothing but like your resistor here. Okay, and this needle is nothing but a movable contact. Okay, and this forms a angle of A, and this in turn is connected with a VA of A. So here we can calculate the voltage and with respect to ground. So you are giving a voltage here with respect to ground. So based on the position of this resistor, we may get a output resistance value or a voltage value. As we noted, it's like act like a potential divider circuit. Okay, it's act like a potential divider circuit. So based on the position, you may get the voltage output here. Okay, this is also internal structure of a switch of a throttle position with a ECM. Yeah, as a point says that here most of the throttle angle sensors are especially a potentiometer. You could have heard a word called potentiometer, right? It's a pot, always that also we called as pot. Okay, a section of a resistance material is placed in air around the pivot axis of a mobile contact. One end of a resistor is connected to ground and another end of it is connected with a fixed voltage. As I showed you in the previous diagram, V is represented with a voltage and always it is given as a 5 volts. So here one formula is that VA of A is equal to KA, where VA is a voltage at a contact point, VA of A is a voltage at a contact point, and K is a constant, and A is the angle of contact point from the ground connection. Okay, coming to the disadvantage of a throttle plate sensor or a throttle position sensor. For digital engine control, the voltage V of A must be converted to digital format using a ADC. In a short form, we call it as ADC. So what happens? Indirectly, the circuit complexity also it will get increased, and voltage level has to be given extra for this. Coming to the next part of a sensor is temperature sensor. So what is the need of temperature sensor, and what is its internal construction, and how it can be used in a vehicle system? And temperature is the most important parameter throughout the automotive systems, means like your automobiles. What is the need of temperature sensor? In operation of electronic fuel control system, it is a vital to know the temperature of a constant, means like we have to maintain a constant temperature, like example like here temperature of the coolant, the temperature of inlet air, the temperature of exhaust gas oxygen sensor. Okay, so these are all the three important parameters we considering in the temperature sensor. One is temperature of a coolant. A coolant has to be monitored properly because it should not get heated up, and if it is get heated up, what happens? We have to on the radiator, which will be used in a vehicle system. Next one is a temperature of inlet air, because whenever the throttle plate is fully open, what happens? The air fully will be inletted in the engine system. During that time, you may have a feel of high temperature over there. So that we have to monitor. And the next part is temperature of the exhaust gas oxygen sensor. So after burning of a unwanted thing in your engine system, it will be outletted through the exhaust pipe. So there also we have to calculate exhaust gas oxygen sensor. Okay, a typical coolant sensor, it is made up of simple thermistor. Okay, the typical coolant sensor can be made up of a simple thermistors. So most of you could have heard in the thermistors are used in a industrial wise. Okay, one kind of coolant sensor uses is temperature sensitive semiconductor called a thermistor, and the sensor is typically connected as a varying resistor across a fixed reference voltage. Okay, so this particular sensor, it is being connected with a resistor. Okay, as a resistor with reference to voltage. Whenever the temperature increases in this one, the potential will be generated. That potential output will be considered for the further calculation. As a temperature increases, the output voltage decreases. Keep in mind, as this resistance of a temperature increases, the output voltage decreases. So this is the overall structure. This is the overall structure of a simple coolant sensor. So here this part is nothing but an electrical connection, and this part, this filament type, if you see, it is a semiconductor filament which senses the temperature. So it will be fitted as required in particular parts of a engine system, where we have to acquire the, or we have to procure the output of temperature. So here it is a typical coolant temperature sensor. So where we can see here, here resistor will be connected, and here RT represents your temperature sensor. Okay, and VT is represents your output voltage, and V is a input. Okay, what happens whenever you start increasing of a temperature voltage around 5 volts? Okay, based on the temperature input, what happens, the potential output will be getting here. So this whole part will act like a potential divider circuit. We can write it in simple way like this. This is a ground point, this is your V point, and this is the output point V0. Okay, so this is a fixed resistor, and this is RT represents your temperature resistance. Okay, as I have explained in the previous slide, whenever the temperature increases here, what happens, the voltage will keep on dropping. Okay, so here 5 volts will be given. So this acts like a potential divider circuit. So based on that, we can give an equation in the form of Vt equals, okay, that is output voltage, Vt equals V into RT divided by R plus RT. So we know that RT represents your sensor, R represents your constant resistor, and RT also, because it is corrected in a form of series, we can give RT divided by R plus RT. I hope you have understood today's class. So in coming class, we'll finish off with this module. Thank you very much. If any questions are there, you can ping me personally with a mail ID or with a phone. Thank you.